So please, Gerardo, I think that you can open.
I guess I will have to start just to say welcome to all of you. And of course, this is not an easy task for me, because usually when I do welcome people from abroad, I start describing how beautiful is Benevento, how beautiful are the hills around us, how nice is the life in this country. And today this is not the case, because I mean it will be not fair on your side. So I will just start with the promise that if possible, we will do all our best to make this physical knowledge of each other happen during the summer. In the meantime, what I can promise that there will be no difference in the level of quality of the work we are going to do, because, you know, all of us in these months, we have learned that a lot of work can be done just using, you know, connections. This probably will call for sometimes to wake up early in the morning, or the other way around, wait for until late in the night to work together. But I promise that on our side, there will be all the best effort to make this a winning experience from a working point of view. And concerning Benevento and Sannio, I wait for you here this summer, hoping that we will be able to, you know, travel again like we are used to do.
Thank you, dear Rector. I think that Serenella can add something, and then I go ahead with the litter tank, also me. Serenella, please.
I just wanted to thank the Rettore, Professor Canfora, Silvia, and all the other faculty at the University of Sannio who have decided to launch this new adventure, this experiment, which is an adventure for all of us in this remote timing. And just a second also, Professor Canfora in saying that the students who are participating in this experience will probably get a lot out of it in scientific terms, but they will miss the human contact and the beauty component due to the landscape, the culture, and so forth. And so I hope that at least some of them will be able to continue with the summer internship in country in Italy at the University of Sannio. So thanks to all, and buon lavoro to all.
Nella, thank you very much. You know, I feel a little bit emotional thinking to last year, but I will explain this later, okay, when I will start with the presentation. So I want also, you know, to thank you all, especially to my rector, let me say this, and to Serenella on the MIT side, and to all the people that contributed to make this possible, this edition, like the other editions as well. The Unisannio community, it's now 4 years that is linked with the MIT community. And this time, what we have done, as the rector and Serenella underlined, what we have done together acquires even more important meaning. Hosting virtually the MIT students, that we feel how our students, regardless of the terrible COVID pandemic, that has forced us to change the way in which we do things, unfortunately. A relevant news was that last year with the University of Sannio, we submitted a proposal for the Erasmus Plus, for an Erasmus Plus project to have students and researchers plus administrative people moving in both directions, from MIT to University of Sannio and from University of Sannio to MIT, and the proposal has received a positive technical evaluation, and we will resubmit the proposal, hoping to get also fundings, otherwise it's a little bit difficult to realize the projects. And I mean, this is my brief presentation, my brief thank you to all of you. And if the students are ready, I would like to share the presentation, and each of them will present himself or herself. Ready? I go. So I share the screen. Someone is still working on the slides. No more time. I want just to say something before presenting, going ahead with the presentation. The first part is taken from last year. There are two videos that obviously now are talking about the third edition of this program, and we are in the fourth edition. And there is another small video from a professor of MIT talking about how beauty is Italy. So I was a little bit in doubt if to take off the videos, but at the end I feel that we can just listen to them for a few minutes because they are very emotional, really thinking to this situation. So forgive me if I left these two videos, also to make the students understand that we really hope to host them in presence as soon as it will be possible. Okay, this project has a name, connecting Isagno and MIT with the common vision of making a better world. And as we like to say, this project is a way to link students so far away and to host them in our community, even if virtually, made of our students, our researchers, teachers, PhDs, and employees. The goal is making the people of our city, and maybe also of Italy, more and more proud of our university, and the young people of our city, and not only, eager to discover the many study and research activities carried out at the University of Sagno, which has aroused so much interest from overseas students belonging to MIT, the first university in the world, and we know this. This is the video of Whitney Espich. She's the director, right, Serenelle, the CEO of the MIT Alumni Association. Besides, the last part that I don't like so much, but this video is very nice. She's talking at the end about me, so I wanted to cut the last part of the video. So forgive for this, but the video is nice, I think.
Buongiorno, buongiorno Unassanio, buongiorno MIT. My name is Whitney Espich, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the MIT Alumni Association. Hello to our students. I hope you're having a great time. This is the third year that MIT and Unassanio have brought together our communities in the common vision of making a better world. And Misty and MIT are so proud to be a part of this partnership. But really, I think we owe a big thank you to our own MIT alumna and Unassanio professor Silvia Liberato Ullo. Thank you, Professor Ullo, so much for what you've made possible. You really have made this a reality. Collaborations across universities and countries lead to better solutions. And so your time together, I hope, will be very fruitful. To our students, enjoy your experience. Come back soon. We look forward to hearing stories from your adventures. And to our partners, again, thank you. Grazia, thank you so much. Bye.
This is the greetings from Paola Rebusco.
I was very happy when I heard about the collaboration between MIT and the University of Sagno for different reasons. One of them is, so I teach at MIT, I'm a physicist at MIT, I should say, and our students come to MIT to get one of the best educations in the world and one of the best research experience. But I think that it is very important for them to realize that this happens not only at MIT, but also in Italy. In this case, for example, in Benevento, there is cutting edge research in their fields of interest. And so I think this is a unique experience. They work with different people on other projects that might be of interest in their future career. So I'm always very happy when some students ask me to write a recommendation letter to go to Italy. I should add that I'm Italian. I've been living here now for 12 years in the US. And another reason why I think it's very valuable for our students to go to Italy is also to experience our quality of life, a different pace, a different approach to research, work, and really life in general, not only from the academic standpoint. And I didn't have a chance to talk to the professors who work with our students, but I think it's interesting also for them to work with students who have a different educational background, and this could be an inspiration maybe to teach some of our classes in Italy a little bit different in an active and interactive way, for example. So I hope that this collaboration will continue to grow and to see more of our students come back and speak Italian about the amazing research that they've been doing. Ciao.
Okay, so from this moment, we are looking forward to hear your presentation. Shauna is here.
Here, hi. Should I go?
Please, go.
Okay, yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Shauna. I'm from Seattle, Washington, but I'm currently living in Korea. I'm a first year studying course 20, and my hobbies include reading, soccer, music, and traveling. The project I've been working on is called Meta Surfaces for Biotech, and my supervisor is Professor Kaldi. Okay, so for some context, metamaterials are artificial materials made of metal or dielectric resonant elements, and it derives their optical response usually from its structure, which means that it enables this unique light matter, like manipulation of light, because it's able to transcend the natural like limitations. And this picture on top is an example of a metasurface, and as you can see, it is a nanostructured interface, and under that is a schematic of how light can be manipulated into matter. And in my project, I specifically focused on the biorecognition element. My goal in my project was to dissect this biological functionalization of metasurface-based biosensors, because metasurfaces have a lot of promising applications, especially in the field of biotechnology, which is what I'm interested in, and to largely analyze the relationship between biomaterial and light.
Okay, I think that I can go ahead. Shauna, thank you very much. And thank you to Professor Vincenzo Galdi, as also to all the colleagues, the professors who accepted this year to host virtually the students. David, please.
Hello, so my name is David. I'm from Rye, New York. I'm a freshman, but I have not decided where I'll be studying yet. In my hobbies, I like to row, I read, and I play chess. I'll actually be on the heavyweight rowing team at MIT next year when we get back to campus. And so my project title is The Last Glacial Maximum Along the Western Iberian Margin, Paleoceanographic and Paleoclimatic Analyses. And my supervisors are Professor Ornella Amore, Professor Luigi Cerullo, and PhD student Carmen Argenio.
Okay, excuse me.
And so my project is actually within a larger international project, the IODP, which is focused on coring the ocean floor, or drilling the ocean floor. And so my final aim in the project is to provide high resolution paleoceanographic and paleoclimatic analyses focused on the coccolith 4 assemblages off the Iberian margin in a time frame between 25 and 0 KYR. And coccolithophores are a group of algae included in phytoplankton and are very, very sensitive to changes in the physical parameters of the oceans associated with climate change. And so what I did, I have analyzed the percentage data of these coccolithophore assemblages, which comes from the microscope analyses performed on samples from over the last 25,000 years.
Thank you very much, David. Ellie?
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm a first-year student from San Diego, California, and I'm thinking of studying chemical biological engineering, but that might change. My hobbies include dancing and reading, and in terms of academic interests, I'm interested in biotech and medicine for the purposes of improving human health. And for this project, my supervisors are Dr. Cusano and Dr. Spaziani, and the topic is about Plasmon-Intense enhanced upconversion nanoparticles for surface-enhanced Raman scattering applications. And so the first picture shows the properties of upconverted nanoparticles. And what they are nanoparticles that go through a nonlinear photon absorption process, and they can absorb multiple low-energy photons and then emit a higher energy photon. So that's called the process of upconversion. And they are used in biological imaging because they have good penetration depth, low toxicity for cells and tissues, and also low autofluorescence background. And the picture on the right shows kind of the applications of surface-enhanced Raman scattering, or SERS. And then that's an imaging technique that involves exciting metal nanoparticles, and that enhances the Raman scattering of the molecules that are absorbed on their surface. And then you can help, it can help detect those molecules better. And so these upconversion nanoparticles have been also used with SERS to make combined probes for imaging, but there's also other applications such as for biosensing or surgery.
Thank you, Ellie. Christina Patterson?
Hello, so I'm Christina. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but my grandparents are Italian. They grew up around Venice. I'm a second-year student. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering with a focus on biomechanics, and I also am doing a double major with music and minoring in computer science. I'm incredibly interested in biomechanics, biotechnology, and accessibility. So in my free time, I like to compose, play the piano, bake. So research I've done in the past has included research on the GI tract. So I was very excited to find out that my project was focused on drug deliveries because I've been doing a lot of modeling for those sort of things and a lot of statistical analysis in my experience. So the project title that I have is Intelligent Needles for Local Regional Therapies. I'm going to be working with Professor Andrea Cusano. Sorry?
What happened?
Did it cut out for a second? I apologize. I'm going to be working with Professor Andrea Cusano and Dr. Francesco Brunasara. So I've been looking at various research papers and doing a sort of literature review on pre-existing drug delivery systems and helping to develop a more smart needle type of system for delivery.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you very much. Julia?
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm from Boston, but my grandparents are from Italy, not too far away from Benevento, actually. And I'm a sophomore studying computer science and molecular biology with a minor in economics. Some of my hobbies include rowing. I'm on the rowing team at MIT, as well as I love to bake and cook and play soccer. And my project is called Biomaterial-Based Implantable Devices for Local Regional Drug Delivery. So kind of focusing on drug delivery as well. My supervisors are Professor Cusano and Dr. Aliberti. And kind of like the goal is to see how to best design devices that can be implanted in patients to locally deliver targeted drugs as therapy. And kind of my role in this is to read a variety of research papers to develop a set of recommendations as to like how best proceed and to determine any challenges that may lie ahead in this process.
Thank you, Julia. Obviously, listen that your grandparents are from Benevento makes everybody smiling a little bit. So thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Please.
I'm Anna, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a sophomore studying chemical engineering, and some of my hobbies include journaling, baking, or taking long walks by the bay, like near my house, which is shown in the bottom picture. And I guess a fun fact, or rather sad fact about myself, is that I was like chased by the same dog almost every day in elementary. So now I'm like super scared of dogs. And like my project is climate changes, past, present, and future. And my supervisor is Professor Alessio Valenti. And our main goal is using data from local weather stations. So I'm using data from New York weather station to build models of the past and present trends in climate, and also using this to analyze future estimates from these models. But before we do all this, it's really important to understand the concept of climate and what factors can influence climate. And another important goal of ours is to understand what events cause like certain patterns or anomalies we observe, such as maybe like a rather high average temperature in a particular year, and like what events led to that. And in the bottom right picture shows a snippet of like the type of work I do on my own with the data I got from the local weather station and creating graphs and trends from that.
Thank you, Anna. Daniela? Daniela, you are here?
Hi, sorry, I was muted. Hi, everyone. My name is Anina Seidenberg, and I'm originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina, but I've moved to Miami, Florida. And I'm a sophomore majoring in physics and electrical engineering and computer science. My hobbies include playing soccer, guitar, and cooking. The quality of my guitar skills is questionable, but I still do it. And I'm working on a project for quantum machine learning for remote sensing. And so the focus of this project is to use quantum convolutional neural networks to speed up remote sensing data processing and improve classification of certain data. So in quantum computing, you often get a speed up because of the principles of superposition and entanglement in certain qubits, which is the quantum analog to the classical bit. And so for every quantum bit, for every n quantum bits, you actually have a representation of 2 to the n classical bits. So you can imagine you can get some like improvements in storage and speed up there. So we're currently working on trying to create a review paper that summarizes the current state of using quantum machine learning for remote sensing, and also implementing some new algorithms in order to show if there is a reasonable speed up to processing some data, and where the drawbacks in the quantum part of the algorithm work. I have the pleasure of working with Silvia and some other people at the ESA, Professor Bertrand Lissou, Dr. Dario Spiller, and Dr. Alessandro Sebastianelli. Yeah.
Thank you, Daniela. Jack?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jack. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. Mechanical engineering, computer science. I'll be focusing on like robotics and things like that. My hobbies include reading, preferably like science fiction, and I'm also on the volleyball team here at MIT. My project is titled Web-Based Smart Trip Planner, and I'm working with Professor Zimio and Dr. Colarusso. So this project is like a real-time online traffic monitoring and smart navigation. So we'll be giving, I'll be creating a navigational website that updates in real time and gives directions based on the traffic. And those two images are just like work in progress of the website and the navigation, and then the code, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript I'm using. And so some of the tasks I am tasked with are like studying the programming languages, the libraries, and APIs to use the tools that have been developed by Professor Zimio and others at the university. And then I need to, currently I'm trying to illustrate that on the map. You can see I have little pop-ups right now, but I need to have like a start and like an end and like a path going between and pop-ups at every intersection. And so right now I also need to do a like JavaScript code to have real-time audio that helps with the navigation and gives recommendations as you go along. And along with that, I need to have like pop-ups and other sort of notifications that help you help users along this navigational smart path.
Thank you, Jack. Sheila?
Hello, my name is Sheila, and I am a senior in planetary science and physics at MIT. I lived in a couple of places, so it's kind of hard to tell where I'm from, but I've lived in Jordan, Korea, and China. And for my project, I'm advised by Professors Marisa Peche, Sylvia, Stefania, Alessandro, and I'm also doing this project as part of a greater thesis on looking at the impact of calibration on satellite data. So I'm also simultaneously advised by Afrin Siddiqui, Olivier Devec, and I'm also advised, well, I get a lot of feedback and advice from Andrea Radius at ISI. So my research interest is in cube satellites, in particular their applications to agriculture and food security, and my hobbies include long walks and baking. So a bit more about my project. The next slide. So as I said, this is part of a thesis that I'm working on as a graduation requirement, looking at how satellite information is being used by decision makers and seeing how error from the satellite sensor is propagated to the decision maker. And for my project with Sylvia, I'm looking at INSAR data. So looking at how looking at the impact of calibration on SAR satellite sensors and how that's propagated downstream. So what I'm doing is going into the calibration information of the satellites and adding errors into that calibration information and seeing what happens on the other side. And Blake, who is after me, will talk more about how SAR is done. But basically, I'm going to be looking at the distance displacement of the map and seeing how that was affected by calibration. Okay.
Thank you, Sheila. You are great. You announced also Blake, that is the next one. Blake?
Hi, everyone, and thanks, Sheila, for that introduction. My name is Blake. I'm from the sunny beaches of Los Angeles, California. I'm currently in the not-so-sunny area of Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a sophomore majoring in aerospace engineering with a concentration in space exploration. That picture of me on the left is actually me at a NASA facility holding a testing wheel for a Mars rover. That's probably one of the coolest pictures I have of myself. My hobbies include listening to music. I try to listen to a new album a day. So if anyone has any music recommendations, please send them my way. And I also enjoy reading. So my project is using SAR data to monitor critical structures and infrastructures. My supervisors are Marisa Piche, Stefania, Sylvia, and Alessandro. So I can explain the basic technology that goes behind like these SAR images and INSAR data. So there are satellites in orbit that take pictures of the Earth. An example of one of those pictures is the black and white image on the right. So each pixel is represented by, or is represented with a complex number. So it has an amplitude and a phase. And so if you take two pictures of the same area, separated by, let's say, 10 days, if a pixel moves in between those 10 days, that is reflected in a change in phase. And so you can measure this change in phase to get an idea for the deformation. And you can make what is essentially a deformation map. And an example of one of those maps is the colorful image on the left. And so my project is using this technology along with some other processing techniques to view how bridge deformations change in response to earthquakes over time.
Thank you, Blake. Hope?
Hello. Hi. I go by Hope, and I'm from Shanghai, China. I lived in Texas for several years, but right now I'm still in China. I'm a freshman, and I'm interested in physics, and I also like rocketry, so I think aerospace engineering is pretty cool. So yeah, my hobbies are just reading sci-fi, watching movies, and I play the bamboo flute. It's a traditional Chinese flute, if you guys haven't heard of that. And I bake once in a while, I guess. My project title is Optical Nightlight Data to Monitor Development of Countries, and I'm supervised by Professor Olo, Ms. Chiara and David De Pasquale. I may have pronounced that wrong, but yeah.
That's okay. We don't know how to pronounce Chinese, so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the idea of my project is pretty simple. Basically, I'm looking at satellite data, satellite image data that's taken at nighttime, and which reflects basically the artificial lighting on Earth. And I'm looking at different ways to parameterize the light pollution in different countries. I'm getting the good data from NOAA on Google Earth Engine, by the way. And basically what I'm doing is I'm writing different functions and codes to analyze the data on there. And then I'm trying to relate these nightlight data changes to socioeconomic parameters, and potentially using that as a factor to determine the development of a country and urbanization. So the images, the black and white one is the raw data from 2010. And then the colorful one is the change over years, and then like made that into like a scale chart. And then also like the line over there is the GDP growth versus like the nightlight percentage changes over like 10 years, and I thought it was interesting to put it up there. Something I'm working on. So yeah.
Thank you very much. I think that this is the last presentation. So I come back to all of you. Okay, I thanks all of you for this nice presentation, and I would like that Serenella, if she wants, obviously, if she wants to add something to this.
I just want to add that I'm already impressed because, Italy, it's always, we start late, there are holidays, plus you guys have lots of problems to sort of also with the time differences between continents. But I found those presentations already very impressive. So I can just say thank you to the students, thanks to their host, congratulations to all for the good work, and just go ahead with it.
Dear Rector, I think that you should close with some words, if you want, obviously.
No, I can just join the what Serenella said. I mean, I'm impressed by the richness of topics. There are quite a few challenging goals that we have set for yourself, and so good luck.
Okay, thank you. Also, I want to welcome all of us because I am the head of the engineering department. I am very glad of your participation to this this new adventure, I think, because in this case it is an experimental type of collaboration. I thank Silvia for the organization, and thank you to you, and good luck for your work. That is a virtual but real work, and the results will be real. Yeah. Thank you again.
Thanks to you. Thanks to everybody. Okay, so I think that we can say we can close the event. We welcome again all the students. Even if you are far from us, we feel you very close, as always. And like we said at the beginning, we really hope to have you in presence in the next future.
Just if I can add the final comment, just to let you know what you are missing. You know, at this point in Italy, there will be a kind of refreshment, some food and some good wine. And this is what you are missing, and this is what I hope we can offer you, you know, as soon as possible.
Yes, we really hope so. Last year we had, I think it was the 20, I don't remember, Serenella. It was around this day or a bit ahead?
Sylvia, I refuse to remember times in which we were traveling. I just totally, I don't know, but it was roughly this time of the year.
Yeah, we had the honor to have Serenella here. We organized a very nice dinner in a particular place of Benevento, and we stay all together, the students, PhD students, all the professors from the University of Sagno, some students from the high schools. It was really a dream. So let's hope to do this again in the future with all of you. And in a few minutes, okay, you are going to celebrate your new USA president. Okay, I know that you are waiting for this moment. I felt a little bit embarrassed to go before the ceremony of your president, but Serenella has authorized us to do this even before your big event.
Thank you.
Silvia, I'm celebrating too. It's not my president, but I'm happy to.
I think that I think this is worth celebrating, honestly.
Definitely,
Yes.
Serenella.
Yeah. Besides the single vote of all, of each American, we are celebrating because I think that freedom and the way to do things is important to the eyes of the world, and the world is looking to Italy a lot of times. We are always, we say the black sheep. I don't know if my pronunciation is good, the pecora nera, Serenella. Italy pretty often is the black sheep. In this case, USA was,
let's just wish good luck to this president.
Yeah.
Good luck. Let's go to the celebration. So,
okay.
Bye, ciao to everybody. Thank you again, Serenella. Grazie sempre.
Grazie a te, exceedingly well done. Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Sempre a te. E poi vediamo come sistemare il video.
Saluti.
Ciao.